I didn't do it again.
You did it again.
I didn't
though.
do it again.
What
But
did you?
it's a different tricky dick. Hey everybody, welcome to another casual Sunday edition.
Oh, spooky
of
Sunday
Not Another
edition
Podcast.
of Not Another Podcast.
18 in.
We had to kill the deep-voiced people. We'd probably be way more ahead if it was for the fact that we actually kept up with our schedule. But it is what it is. Max got sick last week, and on Friday, which we were attempting to do, my car battery died, and thankfully my family was able to help me out just a little bit. But we're reporting to you with some good news.
Lots of good news. For one, if you're listening to this on YouTube, you can now also listen to the elusive Not Another Podcast 17. A podcast too hot for YouTube, some would say.
Ooh.
But now, for the first time, available for your listening pleasure.
Just hit up that Patreon, though.
Yeah,
that one that we're
not
making.
ours.
Yeah,
just
not
one
ours.
of them.
Yeah, just one of them.
Pick
Pick one of your favorites and put it up there.
Okay, so we're gonna.
All right, so the original question.
Yes, I proposed a question on the alternate reality episode 18. We're getting very metaphysical in the late stages of Not Another Podcast, ending C.
Yes.
If given the choice, if your two main characters in a show, an anime, a video game are to face off, would you prefer them to have a cool, new, original song, a new original battle theme, or would you prefer the battle theme to be a mixture of the two characters' main themes?
Okay, so my real answer is contextual. The answer because we have to have like a definitive answer, new song. And the reason why I say that is because the remix, I feel like contextually would work better for people who like a betrayal sequence.
Okay.
Like it's something that like hardcore rivals or like there's a potential like a Bakugo and a Deku thing.
Okay.
So
I feel like you may have struck gold on why I even asked this to begin with.
Okay, so I'm assuming something similar happens to that.
It is literally called Midoriya versus whatever Bakugo's first name is. And it's fucking sick. It is Jet Set Run mixed with Bakugo's theme.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Holy shit. It's fucking good.
It's super good for stuff like that, where it's like at the end of the day, there's still like a Satsuki and a Ryoko or Bakugo and Deku.
Seth and Hyde from Under Night Mutual Situation is a fantastic song. And the reason I wanted to ask is because I can't decide for myself, because after I heard that song from My Hero, I went back and I'm like, what are the best rival fights themes of all time?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Dante and Virgil's a pretty obvious one.
Yes.
All three of them are pretty good. That's an original song that's, just for those fights. Soul Bad Guy, Kai Kisk, Guilty Gear, every single game. Those are all bangers. The first version of Ragna and Jin's battle theme from BlazBlue, super fucking cool, Under Heaven's Destruction. And at this point, despite all that, I think mixing the two songs is still my personal preference.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see why that's a way cooler thing, and because it's like the tug of war, the back and forth. But that's why I always say like contextually, is what matters.
Yeah. Like a hero and a villain, like it doesn't make as much sense.
Yeah.
But as far as like a rival fight, and I guess that's kind of what I meant more. But even still, I get contextually that being very important.
Rival fights for sure. The remixes are, I would say, the way to go. But like then we wouldn't, if it was the hero and villain thing happening, you wouldn't have the amazing standing here.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
are just like me. I forget the fucking name. Violence.
Try to make history.
Violence.
Oh man, that's really good.
Good times.
Good times. I like that song. That question. And
Hey,
if
man.
you would like to ask a question,
what's
if
the
you'd like to
hashtag
be
again?
one of the one.
The one guy watching and the one
Yeah.
guy asking. We love you.
You can either comment on YouTube, send it on Twitch, or tweet it at us with any hashtag you want. At this point, it doesn't matter.
Isn't there like a cardinal rule against
Nope.
calling out the idea that nobody's listening?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Like it's supposed to make people feel bad?
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't do that.
Yes. There's definitely There's definitely a point where if you have pro tip to all new Twitch streamers,
Don't do
if you're
that.
ever streaming and you have one viewer, just go on and on about how you wish you had two. That's really how you grow as a streamer. Just say like, come on, you don't have like one friend you can like send this to on Discord. Like, fine, whatever. I'll keep playing Katamari Damacy.
It's always it's always frustrating too sometimes because we do have all the shit that we talk. We do have a community of people that are sub to us and do come out. And then every now and then we'll have the one person who just goes, "Where's everybody else?" And we have to sit there and look at the viewer count and be like, "We don't know.
I played a fighting game, and that's where they went, not here." But no, of course, we're always kidding when we talk about that. I appreciate each and every single two of you. So it's been like 3 weeks. What have you been doing? You've been playing some spooky stuff.
Yeah, we started up the month of Spooktober, as it were. Spooked on Purpose has been rolling along. We've been kind of here and there. So the first 4 games that we kind of started with were Fear, which I was thinking about playing all 3 of the Fear games, but I decided to play the first one because I had never actually beaten it the full way through. So I played that, had a lot of fun with it, and then we had a very successful White Day stream, which is a Korean, it's a remake of a Korean horror game from 2001. Very old fucking game.
Free?
And no, it was.
Oh, okay.
I bought it like ages ago when it first came out on PC.
Because I was going to be really impressed if you somehow still managed to work a free-to-play Korean game into our Halloween month. Yeah. I was going to be really impressed.
I think I did have a. Did I play DFO? No, what did I play to chill? I think it was God Eater, because God Eater decided to fucking drop at the same exact time.
That's not too spooky.
Yeah, it's spooky in the sense of humans are gone, most of them. God Eater 3's future is fucked.
Yeah,
that's
why they need 2 God Arcs.
Way more fucked. But then we played White Day, and we certainly had a lot of people who enjoyed the White Day playthrough. But the biggest problem with that game is how archaic it actually is in design. It's very much centered around the kind of adventure design. What the fuck does that even mean?
No, it doesn't mean anything. That's just what mine says.
Okay.
It's fine. There.
Around the very archaic sense of adventure game design where it's like, all right, you just kind of walk around and hope that you know what you're doing, and that you just pick up literally every single fucking thing in the goddamn school. There was one puzzle that basically, to me, as soon as we got to it, I was like, no, we can't do this game anymore. And essentially the whole story is, guy goes up to a girl, is about to give her some stuff for, Koreans' reverse Valentine's Day. I think it's the girls ask the guys out. Mm-hmm. Goes into a spooky school to try to retrieve the thing or place it back on her desk so nobody knows that it was him. Finds out that there's a bunch of people running around, and there's also a spooky janitor with a bat trying to kill people. But also, for whatever reason, the fucking high school is haunted by several, and I don't mean just one, I mean several different ghosts.
So the guy with the bat isn't the threat? It's the ghosts?
No, he's one of the threats.
But he's a totally unrelated threat to the ghosts. Okay.
He's just some spooky janitor dude who's really upset at people trespassing and will beat the shit out of you.
These darn teenagers and their
gonna
notes.
Beat him, and he's apparently within his God-given right to do so.
It's his property after 4 p.m. when everybody goes home from club. That's the janitor's house. You can't go in there.
So there's a point where this ghost that essentially becomes a tree, a haunted tree.
I was actually gonna guess tree. I was gonna. Oh man, horror games are spooky.
Horror games are silly as fuck. Yeah. Okay, so he becomes like a haunted tree. It snatches the fucking girl that you were looking at, or you were looking for the whole time. Yeah. And you have an 8-minute timer, and it's like, get this bitch out of there.
Get the bitch out the tree.
Yeah, so you're running around and she drops a key, and the one key goes down to a room that's all the way on the first floor. I think you're on the third floor at this point.
Okay.
Go down there, open it up to find to open up a locker.
Yeah.
Where there are a bunch of medals from the janitor for like excellence in sports or some shit, or like military excellence. And then you were supposed to count the amount of medals there are to get the code for the safe, which has a thing inside of it. I forget what it was. Basically, it makes it so you could burn the spooky tree down.
Okay.
And there's also a hat in that same locker that if you pick up will also apparently trigger another ghost encounter. But you can get that, and what happened was is as soon as I got all this shit going, it's pesticide. So there's like little plants around the area that you have to keep pouring into it to kill like the tree. So then finally you go to kill the tree, you have to go all the way back up to the same floor, or no, you have to go back on the same floor that you found the pesticide, where the tree's base is, throw the pesticide in, and then the tree is supposed to die.
Okay.
But if you don't pick up the bug spray that is just precariously in another fuck-off room, you die every single time.
So where does the tomb of the silver monkey... Where does
Olmec come into play?
Where does Olmec come into play? Is he the spooky tree? Because this is sounding like an episode of Legends of the Hidden Temple.
So when it got to the point where it was so needlessly convoluted like that, we dropped it because it was getting to the first half was very spooky, and the idea of the game is very cool. The harder the difficulty, the scarier the game becomes, and the more ghosts come at you.
Okay.
And the ghosts are all associated with different things. So you pick up ghost stories, and each of those ghost stories are actually things that ghosts that will come after you.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, this is a really cool concept. There's one that's I did not encounter, but like someone told me, or Control, he was basically trying to help me the whole time because he's beating that game left and right.
Yeah.
And the idea of it was, it is like the body, like the science anatomy body.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With like all the flesh and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk into the nurse's office, go in there, you just kind of fuck around. No. You fuck off, and you come back, and that thing is missing.
That's bad.
So now that thing just randomly shows up in rooms. And you can turn on lights in every room. And every now and then, if you're not watching, it'll turn the light off. And if you stay in the room long enough where the lights are off, it'll start coming at you and kill you.
Yeah.
But it's stationary for the most part.
This isn't a good month of games for Max.
Which is why I'm leading the charge in the
it's
spooky
crazy
games.
that the scariest thing of all was Devil May Cry 1's bad control.
So, yeah, it was fine. We were going to play Home Sweet Home, but I've run into a bit of monetary issues, unfortunately. Was able to buy Visage.
Okay.
So we're going to be playing that sometime this week.
Oh shit! I've seen a bunch of people playing Visage.
Yeah. So
what's the bear concept of that again?
Inspired by PT.
Okay, yeah,
So-
that's the one everyone's playing. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
yeah. It's heavily inspired by PT, and I haven't seen anything on it. I've been trying to be.
Yeah.
The whole world's playing it. I figured, why not join the hive?
People have gotten very, very good about making really pretty games that just take place in a spooky house.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird subgenre of like this is just house where the lights turn off. Spooky.
And the walls shake a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh. But I figured for our channel, since we're technically weeaboos, I was going to try to focus more on like Asian horror.
Yeah. So
like Home Sweet Home was up there, and but like. Couldn't
Corpse
get it.
Party was up there too. I'm sure you were getting ready for that one. You had your
You joke, but I was actually thinking about doing a Corpse Party thing.
I've heard it's pretty good.
Corpse Party's apparently very
For
good.
an RPG Maker game, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
did you boot up Yumi Nikki? The classic.
I think I did Yumi Nikki last year.
Oh, the original or the remake? Because there was
No,
a remake.
you know what I did? I did Yomawari.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
I did Yomawari.
classic highlight.
Mm-hmm.
No, No, I don't recommend streaming Yumi Nikki. Not because it's a bad game, but because it's a lot. It's wandering around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's LSD with an end.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of wandering around, and then thing happens, and now you're here.
Yeah, exactly. I think like for stream games, you need like a more direct experience. And on the offhand, we've been playing 3 multiplayer-centric games in particular. SCP, we did another round of that,
SCP's
and that
fun.
was fun, except for the fact that Float decided in his infinite wisdom to get us to go to the V server.
That was dumb.
It was fine for a little bit. Till this guy just started saying the N-word really hard into the fucking microphone, and we were like, don't clip that. Don't clip that.
Don't clip that.
But it was also home to one of the better clips of the entire night, which was everyone doing the, not the electric slide, cha-cha slide.
Cha-cha slide.
Yeah. Who in the...
That, I don't know who that could be.
I hope it's not somebody who's going to murder us after what Max just told me. Who the... Anyways. Oh. Yeah, wrong door. Anyways. Yeah, Max has just told me about a fucking miserable thing. Oh, by the way, so we didn't say it. I don't think we can publicly say it on stream. Hey, we got the apartment, so we're moving in very soon. Which we're very, very excited for, especially considering Max just ended up regaling me with a story about how someone got murdered in their car and the car was lit on fire.
Yeah. Very friendly Uber Eats man the person forgot like 2 numbers of their apartment.
Right.
And they just ordered a Subway sandwich. Man, Uber Eats makes people lazy.
Hell yeah.
I'll make the drive to Subway. I've never gotten Uber Eats. Ever.
Okay, so...
I pick up my Chinese food. Like, that's how, like, proactive I am.
Right. And I'll tell you what, it's probably the best way to go. I don't want to, like, get, like, Uber Eats people out of their jobs because, man, is Uber Eats fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Uber Eats adds the fuck up. But, like, on the night that you're just like, I don't ever want to move.
I want someone else to go to McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
It's very good.
But, you know, we were playing SCP, so that's a good time.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be a recurring game just because a lot of people have fun with that. Friday the 13th was actually free this month. We got a full crew of people to play that.
I think I claimed it.
Yeah.
Never
so,
but it's there.
It's a fun game, but it runs at 15 frames per second on PS4.
Yep.
And all of the animations in the game run at sub 15. So while the game is still running at like 20 frames, maybe even 25 frames per second, the characters' animations are stilted to like 15 and below, which is a very weird stop-motion look. Other than that, we had a lot of fun with Friday the 13th. Definitely not going to be playing that again.
So I have a very genuine question about Friday the 13th, and for whatever reason, it didn't creep up on me until right now.
Go ahead.
Aside from the multiplayer, what does Friday the 13th have over Naughty Bear?
That is one of the most poignant questions I think I've ever been asked.
Does anybody remember that one?
Anyone gonna?
They made 2. There was a sequel.
You've had some really weird pulls lately.
This might be the weirdest because I put that deep down.
Yeah.
That was a fun game, too.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It had its gimmick. It knew what it was. Ran at higher than 15 frames. It was 30.
It was a video game that was created.
30. Yeah.
That was for sure. It wasn't an
Didn't
early
make it
access
into
game.
PlayStation All-Stars, unfortunately. I think that was
bless.
quite the snub. But so I also heard you tried better Friday the 13th.
Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
Yes. So I have owned Dead by Daylight since I think the early access days, and I did not like it then. Lo and behold, when the game was finally fucking released and has content, I really like this game now. Weird, right? To think that a completed title that I bought 4 years ago that
wasn't even what I was smirking at. The gold edition of Naughty Bear is the Kill Bill poster.
Holy shit. That's amazing.
Yeah, hey, that's early access for you. Hey, I bought this game that's not done. It's not very good.
Yeah.
But they have my money. Fallout 76. But we'll get to you. Hey,
Oh,
guys, you might
man.
pay $60 for a shitty game.
Oh my God,
And please enjoy the beta.
So that has been.
It will continue to launch and then after.
Okay, so what is the? We'll get with that. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
I'm sorry.
Dead by Daylight's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and I think that one of the main things a friend of mine has basically said, like your years of aggressive play style made for one of the most entertaining play sessions of Dead by Daylight, because essentially the way it is if you can just hide in places that people would just think either it's too obvious or like it's not obvious enough, you can make for like some of the most like harrowing, genuinely crazy fucking chases ever. And there was basically there was this point in time where I literally became final girl status.
Okay.
And the idea, the general gameplay loop is there's a bunch of generators and you have the ability to repair the generators. While the generators are being repaired, there will be one killer going after the four of you. And the idea is that the killer can't kill you instantly. The killer has to put you on a pair of hooks where you have time to either escape yourself or have someone pick you up off of the hook.
Yeah.
And then you keep moving on. There's a lot more stuff going on with that because each killer has their own set of abilities that gives them better ways to kill you or to sense you.
Are they radically different too? Or?
Yes, it'll go from a hillbilly killer to the one that everyone really liked was this was a stranger, the Strangers kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And then there is a Japanese Ju-on ghost.
That's fun.
Michael Myers is straight up in the game. So
it's actually Michael Myers.
It's literally Michael Myers with a Halloween map, and you can play as Laurie Strode as well.
Okay.
So there is a lot of variety in the killers, which is really cool. And the survivors as well. And they all have their own innate abilities. And it's all this weird, really weirdly balanced yet very fun game of cat and mouse. And essentially I ended up being the final girl in the situation, and I was running around and playing the most intense game of hide and seek I've ever played. And Mav was there, yelling his fucking ass off the entire time. Going,
was he in the call or the other room?
He was in the
because
he was
I
in the
almost
call.
think the comedic value of just hearing him from the other room is almost too much to pass up on.
Oh man. No, unfortunately he was in the call, but it was still good times. And then it got so to a point where we had our twist ending.
Okay.
I literally, because you can either get all the generators and you can open one of the exit doors, or get enough of the generators, and if you're one of the final people alive, a trapdoor will open somewhere in the environment. You have to find it and get through it. The killer respected me so much for wasting their fucking time. They killed me, picked me up, and threw me at the trapdoor and said GG. I was like, this is the twist ending. The killer was the good guy the whole time.
Man.
It was so fun.
Cabin in the Woods 2.
Oh,
coming
dude.
soon to a theater. That doesn't count as a win, though.
No, it doesn't.
That'd be funny, though. If it's draw.
Well, I thought that the person was just going to be was fucking with me at the time. Was just I'm going to show you where you should have gone. And then I immediately took because you can wiggle and escape when they pick you up.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then it just fucking dropped straight into the trap door. And I was like, just later, bitch.
All right.
Just in case you actually weren't going to respect me.
Goddamn.
And then, so we have, I think the plan that I told you was going to have to be put on hold, unfortunately. The one I wanted you to do the whole video thing for, our final game of the month.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, you
Tell
don't remember
me about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just.
It's been a very long.
I'll
couple
just
weeks.
spoil it here
Oh
because.
no, you don't have to do that. Just in case.
Maybe.
Yeah. Now they have to wait.
Yeah.
And when Halloween next year, when this podcast gets uploaded, comes around, boy, will they be surprised.
Oh my god. Other than that, I've just been playing. Okay, so I told everybody last time I bought Black Ops.
If I had the money, I want to play Blackout, Blackout looks fun.
Blackout's actually the best fucking battle royale.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks super fun.
It's very fast. I think the idea is that, like, we talk a lot of shit about Call of Duty following the trend. One of the main things that people seem to forget is that, yes, Call of Duty is very much the same fucking game every year, but it's also the perfect part, like almost always the perfect playing version of that game.
Yeah.
They are very good at polishing that game to a fine fucking sheen.
I had a good time when Black Ops 3 went up for free on PlayStation Plus, and I just hopped in multiplayer and played for like hours. Again, like that's the first time I touched Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3.
Right.
And just had a good time. And that's not even the good one, apparently.
No.
So, yeah.
So, Black Ops 4 will be having a thing that's almost done.
Yeah. Now, here's the real question. Have you even touched a mode that isn't the Battle Royale mode?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So I've played all 3 modes.
You would, though.
Yeah.
You're the type.
Yeah.
That's not even...
Wow, that's a bit...
I mean, you like shooters,
that's a
but
bit
I
under...
mean, you can take it how you will.
No, I...
Fucking...
Jesus Christ. The aggression. You're the type. You're a piece of shit. You would fucking do
just
that.
eat up that Call of Duty slot.
You fucking whore.
You love it. Love zombies, don't you?
So zombies is convoluted as fuck, dude.
More? Because I feel like we
Yes.
say that every time. Where
Okay.
you gotta, dude. Zombies is Legends of the Hidden Temple now.
Yeah.
You have to put the monkey together.
All right. So 9 is a gladiatorial map taking place with 4 new characters. And the idea is you show up and spawn, and there's 4 towers, each representing a different god. Everyone has to go to a separate flag or on these towers, cut the ropes, and it begins a challenge sequence.
I'm already tired.
Each of these challenges you have to go through. They're either killing zombies in a certain way or killing a certain amount of zombies with a certain weapon. And then once you get all 3, you get a pack-a-punch pistol. All the while, you're supposed to be unlocking the doors that are open to you with the 2 towers to your right-hand side, which at the 3rd challenge that is completed, there is a boiler, like a piece of a like a cauldron that spawns in the middle that you'll need for later. So pick that up, go on downstairs, use the underground tunnels to go into the other towers where there are 4 separate gongs that you all have to basically turn on at not separate intervals, but whenever you go into each of these rooms, turn the gongs on, kill the champion zombies that come out, which then unlocks the ability to go downstairs into the Temple of Doom to start the Pack-a-Punch. And then, if that doesn't make your fucking head spin, I don't know what will. But anytime that I look up a fucking guide for anything in zombies and it turns into a 35 to 40 minute video and it's not just the guy talking shit about how much he wants to give you free V-Bucks, it is genuinely necessary information. I think at some point zombies needs to relax.
I have made this joke now 2 times on this podcast, and it may just be because of the theme in one of our news stories. But it's crazy to me that Zombies now has an ending F. It's like, yeah, you make it to the round 10, that's ending A.
Yeah.
Did you shoot all of the tiles that are lined like a numpad?
Yeah.
And you put in the Activision headquarters number
So-
to open the door? That's ending B. Did you go to the moon base and then come back to Earth, but it's way back in the past and there's dinosaurs and shit? And then you have to ride the dinosaur, but it's gotta be a pterodactyl, because it can't be the T-Rex. That's ending C.
Don't even talk to me about D&E. You're not ready for that shit.
Oh my god. I remember when the moon base map came out, right? Mm-hmm. And you just do a couple silly things, you shoot a plant, and it's like, oh, you can go back to the ground, the Earth, and then you die because they just swarm you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was a fun little adventure.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, as someone who doesn't like horde modes, that sounds really fun to do with a bunch of friends.
If you have someone who can lead the pack,
If you have a prima strategy guide,
then it is certainly fun because it has boss fights now. So like, there are situations where you have raid-like boss fights happen. and you have to like basically if we look up the end of Blood of the Dead, it's a situation where there is a warden running around this fucking machine that's siphoning souls, and you have to use a shield. All four of you build a shield that also has the ability to siphon souls that you use to shoot back at it. So it's incredibly intense, and there's actually narrative cutscenes that happen during gameplay. So, like, there's a section in that map specifically where if you do everything right, it turns into you get imprisoned by this fucking thing, and it turns around and, like, this spirit of some fuck-off mobster from one of the original Mob of the Dead maps shows up as a bird, unleashes you from your fucking prison, you pick up your weapons, and it becomes a stealth sequence.
Do you think that the Call of Duty team was like, yeah, we can make better raid content than the Destiny team?
Yes!
And it's just constant. Well, it's not even one-upping, because, like, Bungie isn't really in the competition, but, like, the Call of Duty team just watches what they do and go, like,
we got these motherfuckers.
Activision likes us better.
Yeah.
We're mom's favorite.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes, absolutely.
Man.
But other than that, traditional multiplayer is fine. It's the biggest problem that's been happening that people have realized is that the server tick rate was drastically lower.
I had to learn what a server tick rate was.
Right, and it should literally for the layman, tick rate is just when your character appears to somebody else's character. So if that's how you get the idea of what the fuck, how did he shoot me? I wasn't even on his screen yet.
Yeah.
Technically you were on his screen because the tick rate is either so fucked like it's going to make it that worse, or you have like Overwatch tick rate, which I think is at actually 120 hertz. So it's instant, like you have people, like if you see someone, they're there, like shoot them.
Yes. Okay.
But then like Call of Duty's tick rate was at 20 hertz on PC.
That doesn't sound good.
And everything was peer to peer.
So typically is having it the same as your
FPS.
Your FPS what you want.
Right, because the idea is that like your game 60 frames per second is telling you that someone is right there.
Okay.
But the tick rate, the server tick rate is essentially saying he's actually 40 frames the other way.
Oh,
so
that's weird.
Yeah, so
I get you.
In the idea, think of it this way: my fucking fighting move has like 5 frames of recovery. I guess
if we're doing this.
I don't know. I don't know if
Phil,
I can do it right.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one, champ.
Well, okay. Well, let's say this: on online play, someone backdashes.
Okay.
You backdash in succession. You try to go forward. You're still on their screen in the back.
I guess there really isn't a fighting game equivalent to this. We have different problems,
right?
And part of that's like with rollback netcode. I guess there kind of is, but Street Fighter's the only one I can think of where it's bad enough to notice. Where you will hit somebody, and then the game will lag, and then you will be halfway through their super.
Right. So it's kind of like that.
It's kind of the closest I can equate it to.
Yeah,
and that's due to rollback netcode.
Yeah, exactly. It's low tick rate just means really bad rollback. They released a patch, quote unquote, air quotes.
Yeah.
I don't feel very much different in multiplayer. Blackout still plays fine. Blackout runs at 60 hertz, 60 tick rate too.
No.
Because it's the only fucking game mode that has dedicated servers, because of course it is.
It kind of has to.
Kind of has to be. It's the one that is actually beating out Fortnite over everybody right now.
We can't have 100 people joining off one dude in Milwaukee. Like, it doesn't work like that.
He's got a decent connection, but not that
His
good.
neighbors have fiber.
Oh, yeah.
He connects to them off his Wi-Fi.
So, other than that,
no, it looks good. I want to try out Blackout at some point, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Black Ops is a lot of fun. Let me pull up what I've been listening to, because that's way shorter than what I've been watching.
Yeah, hey, guess
finally, huh?
Yeah.
So Little Pig is a Russian band that I can equate to them as being the Russian Diant word, and they just came out with Skibbity.
Skibbity.
Skibbity. It is a stupid fucking dance, and it's one of the best songs ever. It's so fun, and everyone loves it. I think it's at like 45 million views or some shit. Let me actually start it up. Oh no. Thank God I turned it down in time. 43 million views. Thank you. Really fun. Enjoying that quite a bit. I'm actually listening to the God Eater soundtrack from the anime a lot more too.
From the anime?
Yes.
Okay.
The anime has some pretty I like Boom Boom Satellites, and that's
It's Boom Boom Satellites?
no, that's about as close to Boom Boom Satellites as I can get because they're not really doing much anymore. So
fair enough, I guess.
I mean, they are, but like nothing that
what a mix
is
up.
available in my fucking country. So
I got hit.
Yeah, you did. Shadley Peterson, Dolphins on Molly. Kiss me, nerd girl.
All right,
Good
Phil.
times.
You're just saying words now. You're just saying a string of words that you looked up in a dictionary.
No, Shadley Peterson, Dolphins on Molly. Look it up. It's a great song. Kiss Me Nerdy Girl is also a really good producer / band.
Okay, that's the band.
Yeah, that's the band.
Kiss Me Nerdy
Shadley Peterson is the producer. I've also been listening to Caro Benito some more. Very cutesy band where the lead singer is half Japanese, half white woman.
Okay.
Waifu of the decade, of course.
All right.
Bring Me the Horizon's actually been on my fucking...
Bring Me the Horizon?
There are people who know. And the fact that I'm listening to Bring Me the Horizon, the poppiest fucking metal band right now, is like the silliest fucking thing. But I've been watching stuff.
No.
Yes. I have the one.
You have the one? It's down to one?
Well, 3.
Which one is it, Phil?
3 I've started.
What's the one, Phil?
The one that I can have that you're still telling me no is Zombieland because I turned you on to Zombieland.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. That's a much better answer.
Yes.
I thought you meant you started 3 and only kept watching 1.
No.
Okay.
No. I still have to catch up with the other episodes that came out, but like,
yeah.
So obviously I'm watching JoJo. I guess that's not a fucking. I guess I don't get that one.
This is
even though I haven't watched JoJo at all since Battle Tendency.
For you. If anybody else said I'm watching JoJo, it'd be like yes, and like I'm watching JoJo, and
right. So JoJo's really great. Zombieland is still my favorite anime of the season.
Zombieland is really strong.
Zombieland is the
It's
strongest.
not my favorite, but it's really strong this season.
Oh my god.
It's really good.
So fucking good. It's the best concept. I'm going to be an idol, and within 2 minutes...
Not the first, like, the opening credits.
She fucking dies!
She gets blasted by a truck. Like,
oh my god, Zombieland Saga. If you guys haven't watched it,
let's watch it.
Long and short of it is a young girl dies and becomes a zombie, and unfortunately finds herself in a situation where a crazy manager dude is saying,
We have to save this.
We have to save this Japanese prefecture, and he never gives a really clear reason as to why, but he has like several other zombie girls that all fill their own little archetypes
from different parts of history.
Yeah.
It's a very dark comedy. It's very funny though.
Yes.
Yeah. You definitely said it. I don't laugh out loud at anime humor a lot. Mm-hmm. Some of it is funny to me, and I'll go like, okay.
Yeah.
But Zombieland, like, the producer might be the best character of the season.
Yes.
I will give him that. He is fantastic.
The moment he started beatboxing in the background at the end of episode 2, I was fucking dying. It is
really
unbelievable how fucking good Zombieland is.
So as you're okay, well, how about this? As the first part of JoJo that you're watching, how are you?
I've watched all Battle Tendencies.
Oh, Battle Tendencies.
Battle Tendencies is my favorite JoJo arc out of all of them.
Battle Tendency is a good pick.
The reason why is because it's when JoJo was still about let's find stupid reasons to win, not our stand does stupid things.
Dude, you don't get JoJo.
No?
No.
No? Because
It's our stand does stupid things. Your stand does stupid things. What stupid things can I do with my stupid stand to be your stupid stand stupid things?
right, and that's
It's the battle tendency mentality,
with stand power.
but the
yeah, I know.
mechanics are way different.
Right, which is what I'm seeing in 5.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm liking 5 a lot, and I'm sure 3 and 4 are just as crazy. But
4 is, yes.
I don't know. I haven't watched Stardust. I haven't watched fucking
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
I've watched the little bits that I have and the OVA, the 3 OVA back in
Aw.
early 2000s. So,
But yeah.
JoJo's great. Goblin Slayer is also what I'm watching.
Everyone's turned around on that one.
Yeah, because it's not it's not
everyone's
immediately
like-
fucking violent on the rest of the episodes, and the characters that are being introduced, whether or not they're incredibly fucking generic, are also really fun. So
Yeah.
it also looks like the characters that are being introduced aren't fucking useless. They all have really fucking cool things they bring to the table. So
There you go.
A lot of people are equating it to Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Like
Yeah.
I
Hopped right in, great first impression, but, it's a good thing they followed through.
So okay, I was actually talking to my friend about this. Tolly, he was always he likes dark fantasy, and like everyone that he's talked to has been like, why the fuck why won't I watch Goblin Slayer? Like why won't I like Goblin Slayer? And he'll chug through like really bad stuff too, just to get to like the fun part of the dark fantasy.
Yeah.
And I really just think it's the bad taste that people have from what feels incredibly gratuitous. I understand how absolutely gratuitous it is, especially considering the fact that a lot of it is framed in a way that, if anyone is familiar with hentai, is very similar to that situation.
Not great.
It's not great. And rape scenes are not supposed to be fun.
No, they're not.
But the idea of that first episode is to set up why Goblin Slayer hates those fucking things as much as he does.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have that fucking first episode show just the raw fucking power of these miserable fucking cunts. Like, I know you're laughing. The wording was probably not the best.
Probably the worst you could have done. Like, I struggle to think of a worse way you could have possibly put that whole sentence.
I don't care. The idea is that it's supposed to fucking make you feel uncomfortable.
And the sentence did,
Because
Phil.
you know what? The rest of the anime does not really go there anymore, as far as I've seen.
Yeah.
Which is very strange, because they play off the whole him only slaying goblins thing is now comedic. And it's a very, very weird turn. Because it's...
Now that sounds not good for a different reason.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fun, but it's also got an identity crisis.
Yeah.
So like the second episode was very much still kind of in the same vein, but you were able to like it was just easing you out of that miserable fucking time that was the first episode. And then the third episode is just, silly anime fun.
Yeah.
And which is very weird.
And episode 3 is the beach episode.
They get encountered by a bunch of people from different races that all they know who Goblin Slayer is, and that's when they
That
explain
dude slays goblins.
they have different names for him.
Okay.
And they're like in their own native languages, and basically they go up to him and they're like, "Hey, listen, you're really fucking good, and we need help killing the Demon Lord." And he straight up fucking shuts him down. He goes, "Is it a goblin?" They go, "No." He goes, "Then fuck off."
Yeah.
And they're like, but we need help. And he goes,
appreciate his tenacity, but
right. And
the goblins will still be there. And if you defeat the Demon Lord, maybe the goblins will just...
Well, that's his whole fucking thing, is he says, "I don't care that the world is in danger. No one's going to protect the villages. Goblins aren't going anywhere. That's why I'm still going to kill goblins. You can fuck off and do whatever you want. No one's going to kill the goblins except me."
That's me. That's
me. I'm the Goblin Slayer.
That's like
and they just turn around and they go, "Okay, fine, fuck it. We have a Goblin Slaying contract. Will you please do it?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, sick." And he just leaves. He just fucking leaves. And they're like, "What? Like, what the fuck? We haven't even posted the quest yet." He runs downstairs to the quest lady and goes, "Those idiots upstairs, those jackasses upstairs." goblins.
Gotta get the goblins.
We gotta go.
I have to go now.
I have to go now.
There are goblins afoot.
And they just end up like fucking like they just start following him, and he's like, I mean, yeah, okay, you can come, I guess.
Oh god.
And then I'm on episode. I still haven't watched more of Fate Zero, but Fate Zero is really cool.
Oh my god. It's like if remember when Eren Yeager, he was like, I'm gonna kill all the Titans, but then he realized like there's a lot of Titans. Goblin Slayer sounds like he never had that revelation.
No,
he never just went, you know what? I don't think I can kill all of the goblins.
No,
there's a good amount. There's a fairly large quantity of goblins.
Well, here's why: because Eren's a bitch and Goblin Slayer's not. Goblin Slayer is completely equipped to fucking handle the situation.
When Eren turned into a Titan, I think he was kind of like, now, hold on. Let's put a finger. Like if a Goblin Slayer like woke up one morning and he was green, he'd be like, Or would he snap his own neck and that'd be the end of the story?
Well, maybe
I can't tell because the books are shrink wrapped at Barnes and Noble and my tiny baby hands can't get in.
Max brings a box cutter to fucking Barnes and Noble to sift through the
my
filth.
God.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
What have you been doing?
I've been doing some stuff. Mostly working. What have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is really fun. It's probably the best Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
It's really good. I really enjoy it. It's got my favorite roster. Definitely now it has my favorite roster.
I like how Bandai has essentially backed off from the idea of that whole fucking EULA agreement is about not breaking trademark laws by making fucking characters. So now they're just on Facebook posting pictures of Bob Ross going, who's your what did you make with our character creator?
See, not that I read the EULA, but I don't think it says anything about that.
No,
I think the EULA mostly just talks about, it's like, hey, don't be a dick online. Like every other EULA.
Well, like no, there's several different EULAs though.
No, there were two for sure.
But there's definitely trademark, definitely language in there.
Again, I didn't read it because
Well,
I'm not gonna read it.
Right.
And I'm gonna make Inuyasha, and you can't stop me. I made Inuyasha.
This is show. You did?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like 100%. Like that's not a joke. If you use Siegfried style, you can make Inuyasha really easily. And I wanted to play Siegfried with a jokey meme character. I made Dante and Virgil first, but then I made Inuyasha. And I don't know why.
I still think Lyle and Kyle are actually having everybody beat in terms of the characters that they're creating. There is some fucking... I don't know if you've watched any of Lyle's recent Soul Calibur 6 streams.
I have not, no.
The Minions one he made is very bad.
I may have seen the Minions one. But character creator aside, because I really don't want to talk about the character creator anymore. Character creator's fun. It's not as good as 5's, and it borrows stuff from 5, and it has way less content in it. So the character creator kind of sucks, actually. The races aren't enough to elevate it past what it was in 5.
Do you think that maybe they might be setting up for microtransactions?
2 parts of the season pass are creation packs.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Now, if they add a substantial amount, fine, because the reason why Soul Calibur 5's was so robust is because they added a whole bunch of DLC costume stuff. It's a good foundation. They need to build on it.
Right.
The real standout for Soul Calibur 6 is the gameplay, and it is incredibly fun. It is probably my favorite 3D fighter right now. I will continue to play it 100%, especially now that spoilers 2B's in it. I'm gonna be playing that game a whole lot more. But no, been messing around with Siegfried mostly, which is funny because I really wanted to play Grow, but man, stances. Siegfried's got a lot of those.
That's a fun thing that I always find with fighting games is you go in with the mentality of I like this character, I'm gonna play this character, and then you get your hands on one other character and you're just like, ooh, but this one's real good. That's how I feel with Uni right now. Actually, I really like what the fuck is that? I forget the gentleman's name. The main the one you had me start first.
Akatsuki?
Akatsuki, yeah.
Yeah, Akatsuki's good.
Really liked him a lot. I'd say out of all the Shoto characters, quote unquote.
Him.
Yeah, him. Well, I meant like the main character, like a Hyde or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't like Hyde. I don't like the way Hyde plays.
Hyde
Hyde's weird.
Hyde has everything.
He
There isn't a
does.
single thing Hyde doesn't have.
Right, but it's not fun. I don't know what it is. He's just not a fun character.
He's not it's because he's not beginner level at all, which is weird. Because
weird.
Your cursor should always start on kind of the beginner character, but the Hyde is not him.
Yeah,
at all.
Akatsuki totally is.
Akatsuki's
But
good.
Phonon is really fucking good.
Phonon's pretty good.
Phonon's really fun.
She got a little snake.
Yep.
Snake. Besides Soul Calibur, I don't know if I talked about it on the last podcast, but I started Bayonetta, finished Bayonetta. Again, I've never finished 2. I don't even know why they made a second one anymore after playing Bayonetta. Bayonetta, everything you think about when you think about Platinum Games, Bayonetta did. And Bayonetta pretty much perfected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, had a good time. It's not as deep as Devil May Cry at all. I don't enjoy Bayonetta's move set nearly as much as Dante's or Nero's or anything like that. I think the weapons are almost useless. They're not big changes between them because XXAX will give you the same combo no matter what you put on your hands or your feet. You'll get the same type of thing. If you have swords, it'll go a little further. But other than that, it kind of stays the same. But in terms of like Platinum Games set pieces, you ride a missile, you fight a monster in a typhoon or in a whirlpool,
Right.
surfing. You fight on an airplane in it, which is how Bayonetta 2 starts.
Yeah.
You go into space, you throw somebody through space, through planets and shit. Bayonetta does everything.
Bayonetta's the better game. Bayonetta does so much. Not that it's so much more, but all the stuff that Bayonetta 2 is doing is already aping off of the original, and it's hard to kind of top throwing somebody into the fucking sun. I feel like they blew they did the Bioshock Infinite thing. They blew all their fucking load right at the beginning.
They definitely did. The only games I would say have come close, because again, Bayonetta, that is like the first big Platinum game, right?
Yeah,
As
the most famous one.
Like whatever comes to mind when you think Platinum Games, Bayonetta is probably the best version of it.
Yeah.
The only games that come close to that level of spectacle in a different enough way that keeps it fresh is Wonderful 101, which unfortunately none of you will ever get to play because you're going to have to find a Wii U. And the other one is Nier, but that's more for narrative reasons.
Yeah.
So that's more Yoko Taro's thing.
Mm-hmm.
But man, is Bayonetta 1, like... I jive with that game super hard. Because I love dumb, flashy bullshit. The aesthetics of it are fantastic. I think Bayonetta as a character is way more fun even than, like... I think she's more fun than Dante. I will say that. I think she has an ebb and flow. She's not just cocky all the time.
Right.
Like, she's a person behind the weird anatomy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that it played like Devil May Cry.
Exactly. I feel like the main reason
It's
why
a little
Bayonetta,
too simple.
Yeah, is because of the fact that Platinum doesn't make games for action gamers.
No.
Platinum makes games for casual gamers who like action.
Yeah.
And
Bayonetta is a great popcorn game.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lab Bayonetta in Bloody Palace for hours like I do with Dante.
I've seen some really top-notch fucking shit coming out of, like, even Donguri, who is one of the best DMC mag guys out there. But for the most part, the main reason why that is because a lot of the battle system is set around the dodge offset. So,
I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, like the concept is like, for those of you who don't know what that means, essentially the idea is, like, you can do a combo, Y, and then if that has an extension to something else, you can dodge and then keep, I think it's either you hold the attack button.
So say your combo is XXA.
Mm-hmm.
You can do XX, but hold that X, dodge an opponent's attack, and when you finish the dodge, hit A, and your combo would pick up exactly where you left off.
Right.
It's a little weird with delay combos, where it was like X pause, XX, stuff like that. It gets a little weird. But essentially, because Bayonetta always has fucking guns strapped to every part of her, while you're dodging, you'll continue to shoot to keep the combo going, and then when you stop your dodge, you can go right back into whatever chain you were doing before. And it's cool, and that's interesting for like Bayonetta as a character. I just don't think it's as interesting as like what they could do. Like, the only weapon that dramatically changes how she plays is the whip, and the whip sucks.
Yeah.
So I played the whole game with the sword and shotguns on my feet, and never had any reason to switch.
Yeah. And the biggest thing of that is just because of the fact that, like, even without giving Nero a style or the ability to switch styles, I mean, even in DMC4, he had so much stuff that he could do.
Yeah. But, yeah, and in that sense, like, Bayonetta has a really large base moveset that doesn't evolve as you play the game, whereas you get a much smaller moveset comparatively with, like, say, Nero. But by the end of the game, the ways you use those few moves are so dramatically different. But, again, I still love Bayonetta. I'm going to play the second. I have to. I got to play through the second game. I want to know.
Speaking of crazy shit that you could do, I was watching a little while ago the DMC. I think the DMC Reddit came together and held a charity donation drive where essentially they had some of their best players coming on and doing showcases.
Oh, cool.
And DMC4, I just fucking learned, never even thought that Nero's fucking Devil Trigger animation parries projectiles.
You mean when he activates it?
When you activate it, it parries projectiles.
When I play as Nero, I use Devil Trigger like a burst to negate damage.
I knew it burst. I knew it negated damage. I didn't know it fucking straight up parried it. Like the two angel things were the angel armors.
Yes.
Where they can get together and do the fucking giant charge ball and throw it at you.
Oh, okay.
Like he was just sitting there.
So it would be the same as hitting it at the precise moment and knocking it back?
Yeah, like they're just sitting there taunting, waiting for it to fucking go on, and then pop that shit, and everyone, literally the entire Discord that was in that call with the guy was like, what the, whoa!
Yeah.
Holy shit,
That's
how
cool.
the fuck? There's still shit people are learning about that game.
Yeah.
And it's 10 years old? Yeah, it's 10 years old.
DMC4 is 10 years old and will be dead soon.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's all I've been playing, I think. I've probably been playing something else. I haven't been playing a lot of Under Night. I've actually been playing more Dengeki, which I think I told you. Fun game, learning combos. I understand how to get damage in it now.
But Kirito is bad.
Haven't been playing Kirito, actually. I've been playing Yuki. I like Yuki. Good character. Speaking of Kirito, things I've been listening to was, one, the new Lisa song.
Oh, boy.
Which is the new intro for Alicization.
Mm-hmm.
And two is an artist named Daoko, who did a lot of the music in that Dragalia Lost, which I've mentioned before, is the Nintendo Gacha mobile game. She's got a lot of really cool songs, though. Like, music in that game is pretty dope.
For those of you who don't know Dalco, you would know better as Me.
Really?
Dalco is Me.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't really like that song.
Really?
But I like her other stuff.
Yeah. The other video they did which is like the continuation of it, it's also her song as well. Well, the song is by Teddy Lloyd, Me.
Yeah.
But like the singer is Dalco.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I can kind of hear it now, though, in my head. But no, she does a lot of cool songs.
Very distinct style. I really like Dalco a lot.
But that's really all I've been listening to. As far as stuff I've been watching, kind of the same stuff Phil's watching. I'm not watching Goblin Slayer because I have taste, but I've been watching JoJo. Really like JoJo. I have been watching Zombieland Saga. Really like Zombieland Saga. I've been watching SSSS Gridman because, again, I'm ready to have my heart shattered by another Trigger Mecha show. That being in a disappointed way and not in a general emotional heart-shattering way. So far, it's really good. They reuse a lot of animation. Like
really?
like the first time they did it, I'm like, oh, he's doing this attack again. That's fine. It's a weekly series. By the fourth time in one episode.
So it really is going for that early 2000s, late 90s anime
It feels
draw.
exactly like that in
wow.
almost every way. In most, it's charming. In that specifically, not so much.
Yeah, maybe drop it.
No, because it has Girl of the Season or Girl of the Year maybe in it.
Okay, all right. What's her
Rika,
name?
from SSSS Gridman.
Mm-hmm.
Her design is fantastic, and her eyes are beautiful. And that is all I have to say about Rika as of right now. Her character's still developing. I've been watching the show about the skeleton who's a bookseller still. Is cute. He sells books. Very funny. I didn't continue watching. That time I got transported into being a slime. I probably will. Very cozy show.
I feel like the show you could totally wait for just the whole season to be over.
Yeah, you can wait on it. But I do recommend if you have the time and you're like, I like isekai shows. Cozy show. Real standout is fuck, this doesn't have the English title, but Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. It's a light novel. Don't know if you can tell.
I've watched the Arcada thing on it. It's about that one where it's like they get adolescent syndrome and people can't notice them or something.
I don't recommend watching or reading any descriptions about it.
Really?
I wouldn't call it so much a comedy, but it's funny. I wouldn't call it so much like a romantic drama, even though it has that. It is a almost supernatural like drama type thing, but it's really interesting. It's a tiny bit up its own ass, like a little bit, but there's been a lot of fun like moments in it. It doesn't take it's up its own ass, but it doesn't take itself seriously.
Okay.
But that's probably my favorite show this season right now. And that's only because JoJo and Sword Art most likely will take up more than one season. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but there's a new season of Sword Art airing.
Yeah, I heard.
You may have heard.
I may have heard.
I'm going back and forth on it. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I really, really want to read the light novels first. So I'm trying to pace it a certain way. It's an A1 Pictures adaptation, which means, hey, all the things that make Kirito interesting that none of you know about because you didn't read the light novels. And that's not me being snobby about it. That's me going, yeah, because why would you? This is probably not going to end well. And so I am mentally prepared already to accept all tirades thrown at me for continuing to like Sword Art because you watched a Gigic video. So
Wow. No, you can't say that. Like, Sword Art is genuinely fucking bad.
yeah, the show is genuinely bad.
Yeah, but
what I'm saying is, like, even if I say, like, no, the books are better, I prefer those, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how it works.
Well, because I think the thing is that it doesn't matter because even though Kirito is a better character, he's still very much the same kind of god level thing that I've heard from what you've told me. Like the little bits and pieces you've told me. It's still inherently the same problems, just nowhere near as bad.
It's nowhere near as bad. And also
he's still inherently a Mary Sue. Or Gary Stu, rather.
But so is like every other protagonist in you can't tell me he's a Mary Sue and then go like, oh man, I can't wait to see Goku beat up Broly.
Here's the thing.
You can't tell me he's a Mary Sue.
Right.
Get it?
Okay, but here's the thing. You're talking about entirely two different, and here's the reason why I feel like Sword Art catches so much shit. Do you not remember that span of time where Kotaku was doing nothing but talking about how smart Sword Art Online was?
No.
Okay. For a very long time, when the first fucking season of Sword Art dropped, Kotaku and several fucking news places were talking about how smart Sword Art Online is as an anime.
Yeah.
And they were doing nothing but sitting there and building this show up and hyping it to fucking death.
Yeah.
For being one of the most quote-unquote intense and smart adaptations of what would happen in a VR. They tried to do the dot hack thing, right? Where they tried to be like, look at what dot hack was and what it did for the anime industry in terms of like creating essentially isekai for the most part. Like the idea of like this other world kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it just built up this fucking expectation of Sword Art that when the second season of Sword Art's anime dropped, completely shit on everything that everyone was saying. So they had that anime trope, that anime trash, building on top of what was essentially decent. Like, I don't know anybody who's watched the first part of the season of Sword Art and been like, it's all the way bad. It's not, because that's not true.
Yeah.
The first part of Sword Art is really good in a lot of ways, and then it gets worse and worse, and you're like, okay, it's still fun. But ALO is such a fucking sour spot.
Yeah, it's bad.
That
it's
I feel like
terrible.
Nobody
what I'm saying
is
is
going to
like,
not going to give you shit for that because of that.
What I'm saying is that I don't like the show.
I know.
And
but
as
you
far
still
as the,
watch
and
it.
as far as the because I have to know. I have to know, Phil.
So, but is it hate watching, or is it because because you have to make the decision? Is it because you genuinely like it, or because it's hate
because
watching?
now with new stuff, it's because I genuinely want it to be good. That's all. Is that I want it to be the adaptation I want it to be. I want it to be fully realized. That's it. As far as the Kotaku stuff goes,
but we've already said it's not going to be.
But you haven't seen the new. You don't know. Maybe they'll do something surprising. They're not, though. So
right.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like you can't keep trying to say, "Oh, I'll take this L forever," and be mad at people for that, but still watch. It's like, you know what? The Goblin Slayer thing.
It's like,
I know I have shit taste. You are still on this high horse.
But what I'm saying is I'm not defending the show.
No, but you still watch it.
Yeah, but not like... But everyone watches it and they hate it.
No.
That's like me.
No. No, because other than everyone else, you're the only one going, no, but I know the real story.
Yeah, because I do. Because I'm a genius. I'm the one hyping it up now. Kotaku didn't have the guts. They gave up early. Oh, man. But yeah, no, don't watch the show. I'll watch it for you. It's my cross to bear. Because I can't back down now!
No, you really can't. You've invested so much. You have a literal...
I've invested a whole shelf's worth of...
literal fucking shelf of investments sitting right there filled with figurines, games, and books.
Yeah, the books specifically and that Asuna figure are good.
Here's why I think you're lost. When you decide that you want to buy a box set of the fucking anime.
I don't. Soundtrack, maybe. Music's good. I forget who does it. But box set, no.
Oh no, A1 Pictures is a fantastic production company by and large.
No.
I think anyone sitting there and saying Sword Art is a bad.
No, I don't know what you're saying. No.
No?
Now
Really?
now I'm lost.
Really? A1 Pictures?
Yeah. Again, they're the sweatshop of the anime industry. They're the sweatshop of the anime industry. If you think about something that looked really good, it was either A, Sword Art, because that's where the money is.
Really?
Or B, they've partnered with somebody else. Anytime you think of characters standing in one spot looking at each other with their mouth flapping, it's normally going to be... If a lot of people are talking about it, it's...
Shelter. They did Shelter, too.
What the hell is Shelter?
That's that music video.
I guess it didn't work. Yeah, it's a music video. It's got a higher budget, and it's less time, so they can focus on it more. But if you're trying to watch, like, a seasonal anime...
Like, what else? What else have they done, though?
What else have they done?
Yeah.
It's been a lot of moe, like, light novel adadaptations.
Oh, well, you can't really make fucking good animation off that anyway.
100%.
I mean, you can, but it's fucking useless.
I'm not saying it's not useless. I'm
like,
just saying you
Free
can't.
is one of the best-looking anime of all time. Is it useful? Not really.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Those boys are really hot. Those boys are very hot.
But, yeah. Whatever. That's
Jesus
right. That's where my life's
Christ.
out. I really want to watch Release of Spice, but I don't have a high dive subscription yet. That's the end of that.
Woo. Real quick aside from my watching, The Night Comes for Us is a new movie that just released for Netflix, and it's a action Thailand action film made in the same vein as The Raid, with some of the same characters from The Raid. Not as good, definitely a fucking banger. Definitely really fun.
I've heard good things about that movie.
You cannot watch it.
Cool.
It is violent.
I won't.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, I just said I heard good things. I didn't say I was.
Right. No, I'm just saying if for whatever reason, I know that I would show it to you.
That's a shame because I really want to watch The Raid.
The Raid 1, I mean, they're violent.
I mean, I've gotten through some shit. I could probably do it. Isn't The Night Comes for Us a horror movie, though?
It's made by a horror director, but it's an action film. So it's horror violence with action film mentality. So essentially, it's guts and blood flying everywhere.
Oh.
But like,
fair enough.
Painted as I mean, it's fun. It's very, very fucking cool. The story is actually really nice too. Like it's very simple story, but it goes places. It really does. It's super fun. Yeah, I guess there's news and shit to talk about.
There's a couple things that happen. I feel like it's been a bigger 3 weeks, but we're either too late to talk about certain stuff. It's like, hey guys, you want to hear about how Rockstar overworks their employees again? It's like, no, you've heard it. But some people say they don't. A lot of people say they did. Working in the video games industry sucks a lot.
I've never had a bigger conflict of interest than the idea that Red Dead Redemption is infinitely my favorite fucking game. Also knowing the amount of awful history that game has in terms of overworking its people, and then the second one looks right up my fucking alley, and I'm just and you know what it is?
It happens again,
right? But like, I know we've talked about it, but I think a lot of people seem to they know, but it's the unspoken rule. So obviously, the biggest point of contention is the idea of overworking people to death.
Yeah.
80 to maybe not 100-hour work weeks, but they've definitely said 80 hours. And yes, Max is correct. There's a Kotaku article from Jason Schreier, press sneak fuck, as he is known on Resetera, because he's the only one who's got the balls to have information and just throw it out there.
Okay.
And he had basically a tell-all thing. It was like, a lot of these are anonymous accounts. A lot of them are bad, and a lot of them are good, and they all want to be anonymous because neither one of them want to paint a broad picture of this thing. But what is essentially universally understood is that the idea and the mentality behind Rockstar development is this sort of mob mentality of family, and the idea of familial bonding through one another, and the concept of we're a family of developers. So you would, as my brother, be perfectly fine with working the 80 hours that I need you to work because we are all a family on this, right?
Wow. The company that almost exclusively makes games about being a criminal and criminal families kind of treats their company like a criminal family. Wow. Hey, guys. More news at 11.
So basically, there's a lot of talk about it, and one of the major things that sort of came into the general mindset of the layman when it comes to gaming is the idea of how pay is handled for developers. A lot of developers on the actual development side of things are effectively salaried.
Yeah.
Every salary person in any industry works for a bonus, yearly bonus, or however they need it. How it works in games is very simple. If your game performs well, or if you're like Destiny, if your game gets above a certain rating on Metacritic, you get a hefty bonus. If it doesn't, you do not. And all those hours of unpaid overtime that you worked are sullied.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people said when Red Dead Redemption came out, they had a hell of a bonus that essentially almost made up for all those hours overworked.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the trade-off, and the worst part about how publishers are essentially the most disconnected from the idea of video game development, if you have a situation where you have a game that is millions of dollars, like Red Dead Redemption 2 is, and it fails commercially,
Yep.
not only do they not give you the bonus, they take your fucking job.
Yeah, you don't get to come back.
You don't get to come back.
We didn't perform good on OpenCritic.
So Mass Effect Andromeda is an amazing example of it launched as the most successful entry in the franchise. Everyone forgets that. Mass Effect Andromeda is the most successful launch day entry of Mass Effect. It made the most numbers.
Yeah.
And it still got that series shit canned. And those people moved or fired.
Yeah.
So the idea that there's this cyclical thing where it's like, okay, I buy into it, they get their bonus, nothing changes. I don't buy it, they lose their job, nothing changes. So this is something where it's a fucking damned if you do and a damned if you don't situation. And it's been something that my friends have been giving me shit personally because I, at the time, made the decision to not buy Red Dead Redemption 2. I was strictly like, fuck that, I'm going to make a stand. And there's a lot of people now referring to that as, I guess the idea is performative, there's a whole word for it. The idea is like, you're just doing that to look good. You're just not trying to buy it to save face.
That sounds very anti-consumer.
Right. So
Sounds like a very anti-consumer mentality.
yeah.
That's the family version of buying video. Hey, we're brothers, so you're gonna get Red Dead Redemption 2,
exactly.
right?
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And the thing is that the unfortunate part about it is that it's going to take far more than losing numbers.
Yeah.
Because we have seen time and time again that even the loss of profits isn't enough to drive people to change their working mentality.
Because the loss of profits means, oh, we just made a bad game, so get all the people who made the bad game out, make a good game next time. Okay.
Effectively.
Yeah.
What it essentially means is that, like, because like I said, publishers don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Publishers are still looking at video games like it's like they can sell it like everything else, which is not the fucking case. Video games are an entirely different medium and should be approached as an entirely different medium, and that's why you have like really good kind of working relationships with people like Warner Brothers and fucking CD Projekt Red, which they're also under the fucking gun pretty recently. We can talk about that one. That one's a fucking
Work is
interesting
fun.
topic.
They love to work. It makes them very happy.
Look, man,
we look forward to Geralt in Soul Calibur 6.
And to say, and the other thing is too, is that a lot of people have been giving me flack of like, you just don't want to work more than 8 hours. Look, I've done my fucking double shifts, brother. I have worked my 12 to 14 hour days offhand. At my
one
workplace,
or two is okay. 6 days a week, every week,
for the next 6 months
is not good.
And you can, and the fucking thing that was pissing me off is everyone's talking about like, well, they knew what they signed. Like it's literally victim blaming. Like, you knew what you signed up for. It's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, no one should be forced to work like that, regardless of whatever fucking intention or political ideology you want to put behind it. You're a piece of shit. And people like, I've had people come in and go, well, that's just capitalism. That's just this. That's just that. I'm like,
just
who the fuck? Why?
So like, am I not? Is the game's getting delayed? I'm not getting Red Dead. I'm not getting my shiny video game today. I'm not going to be able to be a cowboy. I'm not going to be able to run into a tree.
Right.
Like that. I'm not going to get to do that this month. I'm going to have to wait till next month. Man, it's that's why like the stories like this come out, and people have been talking about crunch like a lot, right?
Yeah.
And it's like we have to rush to get this out because the game has to release, right? And every time I think about that, I'm like, man, Nomura's either sitting really pretty, or it's absolute chaos.
Yeah,
where teams are swapping
both.
out all the time. It's a it's Schrodinger's
game.
Yeah, I was gonna say studio.
Schrodinger's studio.
Yeah, are they alive? Are they dead?
Well, look at.
I don't know.
Case in point, look at how Tabata looked at the end of the fucking FF15 development cycle.
It's like, yeah.
He went from having a smile all the time to looking downtrodden and depressed.
That's what 13 years of crunch will do to you.
Well, no.
Oh no! I tried to breeze past this story because again, we're retreading everything.
Right, but
It's nothing new's been added. You get it, but
Yeah.
again, it's
crunch bad.
Rise up,
video game good.
rise up, gamers.
Rise up, game developers.
Yeah, everybody, show your support. Go and crunch at your local GameStop. Stand in line and then pay for things really slowly for like 14 hours. Like,
oh, that's another thing. They can't. I was actually telling my friends about that because they were like confused because like there's no quote unquote midnight releases anymore. You know that, right?
why aren't they allowed to do?
Because they can't pay their fucking employees.
Oh man.
So they give you the
drat.
game. They give you the game Thursday night at 9, and they just say have
they've been
a
doing
good
that
one.
for a while. Didn't we do
Yeah.
that with 15? No, 15
No,
we got at midnight.
No, it's been a while, but it's still a recent development.
Because I know some games, sometimes they just don't give a shit, and they're like, "Here, have your video game, whatever."
That's a little different, but now it's just like I mean with like Red Dead, like they had my two friends who went to go buy it at GameStop had the game in their hands at 9 p.m. on Thursday.
Huh?
So it's like, you know,
Man, our hookups looking less and less.
no,
We don't even get a cool bag.
because we will still get it potentially 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the Persona 5 drop. Like
Yeah.
that was almost a full month ahead.
Yeah, that was whack.
It was good.
It's very whack. I had 2 copies of Persona for a bit. But yeah, man, poor GameStop. I thought the bag thing, I thought they nailed it. I thought the cool bag was going to bring everybody back.
Yeah, right.
Do they even make Game Informer anymore? Like the magazine?
Yes.
They always say we're making
Yes.
a cover, but I've never seen...
Game Informers.
Like-
Not. I mean, there is.
Like, I've been to GameStop a couple times recently, mostly to pick up games that our shop doesn't have.
Right.
And I've never seen, like, any on the display. Like,
No,
they
Game
don't...
Informer's still being made. I have a very recent one that showed. Well, as recent as I was subscribed to it.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World was on the cover.
I know my whenever I used to visit back home, there'd be a stack of Game Informers on the counter. My mom would be like, "Do you want these?" And I'm like, "No."
Okay, so you say that,
What,
but
paper?
but like at my house, you'll see them when we move into the apartment.
Oh God,
I have
there'd be so many Game
very
Informers.
old Game Informers.
Oh yeah,
like,
old stuff is cool because
like-
that's a relic.
Yeah, and you look at them and it's like some of these fucking covers, like this is art that you don't see anywhere else.
Yeah,
Like this is super fucking cool. Like the Metal Gear Solid 4 one is fucking cool as shit that I have. The BioShock one has a fucking artwork on it. It's
Oh,
not
God.
anywhere ever seen.
Speaking
I was
of
like,
Metal Gear Solid art, I want it so bad. There's an 800-page art book at Barnes and Noble for Metal Gear Solid 1 through Peace Walker.
how much is it?
$80.
Fuck.
And I want it so bad.
All right,
it's
so that's-
fucking thick. It's hardcover, and it comes in a clear slipcase with all.
Okay, so that's
Ooh.
what's going right on here, right? You and
We're
I.
gonna
$40
swap it out,
down.
dude. I have the first 9 Final Fantasy art books.
Oh God, Yoshitaka Amano. Oh,
Yeah. The Sky. What an awesome name for an art book collection.
What a fucking dude.
And I have all the Persona ones too. Oh damn.
Quote unquote, just to answer your question, Robo, and I know we don't normally do this, but yes, that is one of the main reasons why that is the thing is because the unions are heavily demonized in America for the sole purpose of it goes against capitalistic intention.
Yeah,
For
so-
sure. Game developers should definitely unionize. But on top of that, it would also radically change the way we see game development.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only reasons we're getting these games as quick as there is because of the crunch.
Sorry, but you're gonna have to enjoy Devil May Cry 5 despite slave labor. Every time you do a million stabs,
All right, Black Ops 4. A
you're
lot
just,
of people like that game. That is a
just-
crunch game.
Here you are, adding hours to somebody's schedule. Ha 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 ha! Mental breakdown. Oh, ooh, yikes! Damn. Sorry, Billy. Oh,
That's why it's single. He knows.
maybe it's because he makes games where people ride their own arms around like skateboards.
Nah, that guy.
That dude
fucks.
should be slaying puss.
That guy fucks. Tomonu fucking Itagaki doesn't fuck. That's why he's in trouble.
They 3D scanned Itsuno's hand for the sweet no. Yeah,
Sweet release.
Yeah, sweet release.
Sweet
Yeah,
release.
they just 3D scanned Itsuno's hand because they knew.
That guy fucks.
That guy fucks
That
way
guy.
more than Dante.
That guy Chudy BO's on some
Um,
BUSS.
That's That's yeah. You know what? All right.
All right.
Okay. I'll open the news site. You keep doing whatever you're up to right
man.
now. Whatever. Oh, no. Hey, guess what? I know this is crazy. Another Smash leak happened, and it was fake.
Oh, it was fake.
Or was it? That's really the point we're at. Because the art had, like, very clear, like, somebody used the clone tool to move things around, and here's the little blemishes they left behind. Like, somebody zoomed in, they did that, and we're like, okay, I guess that's pretty definitive. But in the photo, there was Grinch promotional material,
Right.
and then at the Paris Games Show, at the Nintendo booth, there was Grinch promotional material on the desk near Smash. So we don't really know anymore.
Right. So I mean, the thing is that like that sounds fucking crazy, but it's like also they're literally making Nintendo Land down the street.
Yeah.
So like,
and it was it was originally just a Snapchat of someone who worked at a printing company in Canada, I believe,
Yeah.
something like that. It's like, hey guys, look, it's Smash, and so they also had never before seen Grinch stuff printed in the background. So now we don't fucking know.
we just don't know.
We
anymore.
have the Grinch stuff showing up at the Nintendo booth. That's whack.
If the-
That's so crazy that I may actually be lying about it as I say it. Like that could also be fake. I don't know. What I do know, God, I'm fucking sick of Smash leaks. Just
Nah,
let the
man.
game come out.
You got a month and a half. You
not-
got a month and a half of leaks.
No, because DLC, it never stops.
Oh, right.
It never ends.
It never ends.
With Smash leaks, it's everybody doing it, and with all other fighting games, it's. Did you hear what Vergabin said? Supreme God King of Leaks, who's never been wrong, except for all of those times. And the only times he was right, he just said what other people said.
Vergabin, I have an approximate knowledge of the video games coming
Yeah,
to
I have
everyone out here.
Yeah. I get my Game Informer in the mail 2 days before everybody else.
Speaking of Smash, have you? I don't know how familiar you are with like some of the YouTube personalities. Have you heard about Etika at all?
I don't know if a full story has surfaced on that yet. As funny as it was to meme the dude, hope he's okay. Because I don't know what the fuck happened there.
So there's a timeline of events that I've been keeping up with so far, and it all started off with him being banned on Twitter. So because he said the N-word. Because Etika said the N-word.
Okay.
Because a black person.
This is a pretty weird start.
Yeah,
to
said
the story.
N-word.
This doesn't seem.
It doesn't seem relevant, but the thing is.
No, it does. It does not that it doesn't seem relevant. I don't think that's the reason he got banned. No. That sounds like a group of people were like, everyone report this tweet.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like there was a concerted effort to come after him but it wasn't even like a fucking aggressive tweet.
Yeah.
It was like a yo my and then like
yo Pikachu.
Yeah. Yeah,
like something like that.
So it's an Etika thing. So he posted up a video on Twitter literally going over all of the reasons why that word is important. And then some very salient fucking points because it is a word of reclamation. So the idea behind it is that like he was just very upset. It's like how the fuck? And the idea is that there are white supremacists on Twitter using Twitter, not getting fucking like domed for anything. But you say that word, and the Twitter bot doesn't give a shit. Will come after you, but whatever, right? So that ended up happening. Then he started having a series of really vague fucking tweets and Reddit posts that all started talking about stargazing and the idea of being prepared for the future and stuff like that. Sometime within the span of the last few days, he released a video that was question mark, and it was a 10-second loop of something fucking crazy going like in the background. It was a creepy video, very creepy video. And then, all of a sudden, he uploads hardcore porn straight to his channel. Just porn. Straight to his channel. Channel gets fucking deleted. Almost 1 million subs. Etika's fucking worldwide just gone in an instant. Everyone freaks out. He starts making more vague Twitter posts now talking about suicide, essentially. Then He comes out, makes a post saying, "Oh no, I'm fine, everything's fine." All of his friends are freaking out on Twitter. Everyone's going at each other's throats. Dude's in a mental hospital right now. So, come to find out that the whole etiquette thing, the whole like personality, surprise, surprise, being that fucking energetic and that, attempting to be positive and all that stuff is very wearing on someone's fucking mental health.
Yeah.
And he had an emotional breakdown. He just recently got in contact with someone who he still doesn't sound very good, but the Etika that, like, there's a whole phone call I can show you too afterwards that he has with someone where he does not sound like himself at all. He sounds very detached and like he's going through a dissociative episode.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise, content creation is potentially damaging to fucking people's personalities. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I can't stress enough to people who are listening, all 5 of you, and to like people would-be content creators, do not get caught in that fucking loop, guys. Do not do it.
It's one of the reasons why you really. It's another good reason to just kind of be yourself. Is because like once you start putting on that personality, and the more you get like entrenched in it, the harder it is to turn off. Until the point where it's like, I don't know who the fuck I am anymore.
Right.
Like,
and another, it's weird for me to say this, another really like solid fucking view into that is honestly the Shane Dawson series on Jake Paul. That first episode with him like running around with Jake and his girlfriend, you see a more human side to that guy than you've ever seen, and you see like they're not like a fake YouTube relationship. They're two people who are they're in love with each other, but there's this weird fucking thing happening, and they're surrounded by people chasing fame, and they just don't know how to deal with it. And they're just like, well, fuck it, we're this successful, we got to keep going. And it's fucking weird. If you're going to be a content creator, yeah, you can say all the shit you want about us being lazy and not doing content. We're still ourselves.
Yeah,
and we're not going to lose our minds over this shit anytime soon. Like, this is an outlet, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a lot of talks with Jesse about this.
Really?
He's out in California. He's around a good amount of people where it's like I feel like I could have been at very serious danger of that, and I feel like really all of us could have, just because of how early it kind of starts. Like, I started doing stuff pretty fucking early.
Yeah.
And like while I've like my personality has definitely changed since like over the years, I'm at a point where like I can look at myself in the mirror and go like, yeah, you're Max.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
But man, if I had the wrong like people that I had been following, if I had gone down a certain path, I could be a completely different person right now. Like a totally fake person. Well, I mean, I'm a pretty fake bitch. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, like it could have been seriously damaging. And there's a lot of people who like they get their fame early, and then that's kind of it. Where you don't have as many other outlets besides your job, which your job is now content creation, to kind of develop a more well-rounded like personality.
Right.
So you just become this one thing, because this one thing is what gets your bills paid. This one thing is the reason why you're able to eat.
Yeah,
like,
and the thing with like people like Etika too specifically is, there's a lot of hearsay about it, but he like came out during all this shit and said like he made $300,000 a year annually off of this shit.
Yeah,
that's a substantial amount of money. And unfortunately, what people don't realize is that when you're making that much money, you also get a lot of that taken out from taxes.
Yes.
So you have to keep grinding. If you want to either stay afloat or keep becoming more successful, you have to keep grinding.
Yeah.
And it's the worst fucking thing, because it's like
another problem is with that specifically, and it's one of the reasons why people have to keep grinding, is I feel like when you get that amount of success is relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Like where it's like you just kind of like going from making nothing to $300,000 is something like in the past you'd kind of work like decades to get to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now that shit can happen in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that you spend money, you're not slowly conditioning yourself to ration it out. Look at how many people You see them, they're just starting out. They're getting more popular. They're getting more popular. Hey, just bought a new house. Just moved to a brand new place that I've never been to before.
Right. And it's a fucking $450,000 mortgage.
It's a super pretty place.
Yeah.
I have my own golf course. It's my lawn.
Please keep paying me. So
yeah, but it's
you can run into that problem with every form of creation, whether it be not even just like general content creation where it's like vlogging or let's playing, anything like that, even streaming. People who are artists.
Yeah.
People who do commissions for all sorts of things. Anything in the creative field, you can definitely burn yourself out. And one of the major, that's why the crunch thing is so fucking heartbreaking. I'd have to bring that all back.
Don't you love video games? Just keep making the video game for me to consume.
Fuck, dude. Like it's so fucking heartbreaking because it's like I want these guys to make more content. I want these people to keep doing these things. But with how fast that we are just doling out content on a daily basis, I mean, it's either you fucking adapt or die.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying. Or you're just like us and you're fine with obscurity.
Yeah, that's,
Nothing hurts.
I mean,
we just have to. You just have to have real jobs.
I don't love my 40-hour job, especially because it's not always 40.
Right.
And while I'm on the subject of being fake, like I joked about being a fake bitch, I didn't like Etika. Didn't like his content. Didn't like his personality.
Right.
I hope the dude's all right because I'm sure the guy was fine. Like I don't know his real name. I wish I could call him by that. Right. I hate
Devon, I think it was.
I don't like screen names.
Right.
It's one of the reasons tournaments are so annoying. Hey, what's your name? Oh, I'm fucking Dark Shadows. No, you're not. That's not your name. Who are you?
Gary.
I hope he's okay. Because even if I didn't like his content, I still got immense enjoyment. Every time someone would make like a fake reveal video and it would just cut to Etika losing his fucking mind, I'd lose my fucking mind. I learned to like Etika through stuff like that.
Right.
Where it's like...
Is it Desmond or is it Devon? It's Desmond, I think.
It's Desmond. But, again, I hope he makes it out all right. He comes out stronger than ever. Maybe don't come back to this. Maybe take a break. Find something that's, a little bit more... laid back for you to do for a while, for sure. Just take some time off. But definitely come back stronger than ever. Otherwise, the YouTube Basilicom episode about Etika is going to be real depressing.
No! Oh, Jesus!
Oh, man.
Oh, it all comes back to the Basilicom.
You want to know what the earliest example I can think of? Like, the first big one to crack... Like, really big one. Remember when Tobuscus lost his fucking mind?
Oh, shit! Oh, man!
That's the very first example. Like, you just have this fucking crazy personality, and now you're just crazy.
Well, I mean, it was also the fucking... At least Etika, the only controversy was he uploaded porn.
Yeah, he 3D printed a Switch and then pretended to have a Switch early. That shit was funny.
That was funny as fuck.
He gets that.
Look, he has my favorite Etika video forever is just the intro. It's like a rap song and the beat is a fucking bed spring going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's him fucking looking at the new Senran Kagura game on the Switch and he's just dancing. It's so funny. Like it's a shame that guy he had when he had his like more calm videos where he talked and you could see like a realer side of him, it still was content worth having and worth watching because he was, still being like you had something to say. Like it wasn't like these fucking people who you get him and like I encountered this at TwitchCon last year where we went to a fucking Nexon after party and you have this mentality where I like to think that when I go to a place, I can talk with people very easily.
Yeah.
And even if I don't know what they're talking about, I'm always very receptive to them explaining to me what's going on, and then I'll join in with them.
And I'm the same way with individuals or small groups.
Oh no, you're a funny guy.
I can weasel my way in.
Yeah.
Social chameleon is what I call it.
There you go.
It's
There
like,
you
yeah,
go.
I don't know what the fuck a sport is, but you won't know that. I won't tell you.
But
What do you mean? Who's the quarterback for the fucking Mets? I don't know.
Go Mets.
Go.
I love when they did the kick goal.
Go Bruins. They're my favorite bowling troop.
The Mighty Ducks were the best fucking hockey
Mighty
team.
Ducks were the best fucking hockey team. I don't give a fuck.
But like these people, like it gets to a point in which they almost lose real parts of their actual personality to where they can't have a conversation with you. And I kept trying to talk to these people and relate to them on like a human, emotional level of like, hey, pretty hot outside, like the most basic fucking shit, and they just couldn't. They didn't give me anything, and it's a very weird thing to like, because it's not like.
So my question is, people who are like that,
Right.
and who attend those, and TwitchCon is a good example. It's a great segue into probably what we'll keep talking about next. And again, might just be the theme for this week, where I'm just getting real metaphysical about it. But like, are we at the point where like, if all you do is stuff online, right, and that's your personality now, and you go up to normal people and we just can't communicate anymore. If they can still communicate with people that are in their field, and that's their life, and they're making their living, then is that the new normal? Because even if we say that's not normal, in their head, that is normal. Because everyone they associate with and everyone they talk to, the way they do their business, the way they live their lives is all centered around this personality.
I think in this industry, it's the normal. I think the idea of living, breathing, and eating the industry is essentially in content creation. That is the new normal,
And it's,
because you have this really unfortunate fact where a lot of the very, if not successful, like overtly successful, like the Summit 1Gs or the Shrouds,
yeah.
you have these people who are well established, and they're well established from having a community or a fan base that's essentially carried over for years and years and years, and has even effectively grown alongside them. And I've met these people at TwitchCon, and they're still good people to talk to. They're still the kinds of people where it's like you can have a real honest-to-God conversation with them, aside from, hey, I did this, or I played this round of PUBG, or blah, 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 and like they have something to fucking say. The unfortunate part of that is that what this content creation cycle is essentially creating in and of itself is the idea that if you're not immediately grinding, if let's say for whatever reason we went the way of Derp Crew or something like that, not to like put out people we know personally on blast, but like the idea of, that, like, okay, this is what we're doing, like, can you imagine, like, how fucking lazy we are sometimes if we turn around and we're like...
I may have the worst news for you yet.
Oh, boy.
We actually did it way worse because we got the group house before we could even support it with the group. We don't even do the content that would justify getting the place. We're uprooting our lives and moving based off of one podcast every question mark weeks that doesn't even make it to YouTube.
Oh, man.
But
like it's like it would be so weird to look at this as like, even if this ever goes somewhere, I couldn't be able to look at it like no, we're gonna do it our way. Fuck you.
I couldn't even,
because I think people who do that, like Joe Rogan, is a super fucking good example of someone who's been able to keep who he is and just tell everyone to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
And that's such a fucking like unique trait. Like real genuine fucking personality is dropping off like a fucking bad habit in content creation, in like traditional media. It's just gone the way of the fucking dinosaur. There's all this, and it's not like manufactured personalities haven't been a thing before.
yeah.
But like,
But those people have also generally gone pretty crazy.
yeah. And not only that, but those people had a platform because they were already in a position to be famous.
And
now any fucking asshole can be famous for just doing the most inane things, like an Ice Poseidon or a fucking Andy Milonakis now. Like,
now I'm going real deep in my own head, though. It's like we're kind of at the point where it's like if every day you wake up in 9 to 5 Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
That's your thing. You do 9 to 5 Fortnite. Then you go out with your friends. If all you do is play Fortnite, then are the little things that happen in Fortnite the same as me telling you what happened at work?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I've had that happen to me.
Like,
I'm telling you, that was the Twitch conversation I had.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, okay, we're living in the cyberpunk. It's just that the cyberpunk is lame.
It's
right?
lame as fuck.
Like, it's the lamest cyberpunk.
This future sucks dick.
It's the lamest future. Ideas went to the wrong places.
Yes.
The flying car shit that didn't happen. No. Instead,
climate change is fucking real and Trump's president. Fuck me.
Instead, we got really good at synthetic skin that you can fuck. We got
Elsa animatronics are now crazy fuckable.
I did show Phil the Frozen ride at Disney has made great leaps and bounds in animatronic technology at a pretty frightening pace, actually.
Yeah.
But then at that point, it's like
an animatronic should not be able to move its fucking arms like that.
But
that was real.
Yeah,
that was a real
pretty
person.
Spooky. But now it's the point where it's like, okay, so you had people who'd come up and say, like, dude, I got this sick kill in Fortnite. Like, this is what I did today at work. This is what I did.
Yeah.
So at that point, you not being able to hold a conversation with them, is that a matter of them, like, being, like, this weird outlier? Or is it that's kind of the same? It's like, yeah, I did brain surgery today. That's what I did at work today.
No,
I don't understand what you're doing.
No. Well, the thing is that, okay, I guess if you're looking at it from a traditional working standpoint, I think the problem with like something like brain surgery or anything like that is that we disassociate ourselves from work. You and I can go back and forth about like, here's the thing that happened at fucking work. Hi, Steph. Sorry, shout out to Steph. Yeah. You and I can go back and forth on work.
Yeah.
But we can disassociate and talk about something else. You're talking about what the problem that I'm seeing, why I don't consider it an outlier.
But the other thing is, like, there isn't a something else.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is that the lack of that being a thing to talk about presents this really awful situation wherein you have the inability to really connect with somebody outside of that field. Because now it's essentially, I got this sick kill in Fortnite, or I'm doing this sick thing, or I'm going to be a partner soon, and that was the general gist of every single conversation I ended up having at TwitchCon with a lot of people who were very well off.
It was,
and you see a lot of people who, and I knew precisely the reason why that was is because they lived, breathed, and ate that fucking content creation industry. And the pure reasoning behind that is just because they don't want to work a real job. A quote-unquote real job.
Quote-unquote real job.
Because content creation at this point is a real job.
Man's making $300,000 a year. You're going to tell him he's not working a real job.
Get the fuck out of here. But the idea is like, you and I know if Atlas or somebody said, we'll pay you a solid amount of money every month.
Do not stream our games early anymore. As long as you just don't do that, we will pay you every month. And we'd go, nah.
I still want to play Persona way earlier, motherfucker.
Sorry, bitch. SMT5. I'm going to play that shit day -10.
That's getting
And you're going to have to hold that L. Oof. And I'm going to play past Chapter 2.
You can't even ban me. I don't bring that many people.
Guess what? I modded my 3DS. In fact, I'm going to play Persona Q2 on an emulator, and you can't stop me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to backpedal a little. But yeah, no, you're going to be walking in all sorts of awkward conversations like that, especially considering that there actually isn't any walking room at TwitchCon. The floors have been replaced with more affiliates.
Okay, so I've been very, very like cut myself off from TwitchCon because I had such a bad experience there. Have there been stories coming out?
There's been one.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a girl. They were doing some Q&A with some streamers. A girl came up and said, like, "Hey, as a viewer, I think it's important, to watch somebody who's, not just consistent, but somebody who's cool and has a good personality. And I also kind of expect some kind of relationship with this streamer. I expect some sort of back and forth because I don't want to feel like I'm talking to like a brick wall."
Right.
And the person said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I don't have a relationship with my viewers. Get off the stage."
Wow.
Which I didn't watch the video because I already knew it's like, my tolerance for cringe is very low these days. I used to have a really strong barrier, but it's gone now.
Yeah, it's super gone.
I originally thought it was going to turn into like, we can't date all our viewers. We can't be like Ninja, who's about to date Times Square, apparently. If his logic stands, there's going to be a lot of women in Times Square on New Year's that are going to be in that webcam. So he's going to have some explaining to do to his wife. Otherwise, this is going to be the biggest cucking in history. Just general, like, wow, TwitchCon is really cramped. Too many people. Has the same problem MagFest does now.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. I got to find a new con to go to.
That's just the thing, though, is that, like, you got all these experiences that bring people together, and it's super fun, but
it brings too many people together.
Too many fucking people, and it gets a little, and then people start not showering or wearing deodorant, and then you start realizing that those same people really like crowding around the areas you like crowding around for whatever reason, and it's just like, can you not fucking do that?
Not crowd around the Fate Stay Night unlimited codes setup, please.
Dude, I don't know how people fucking do that. If I ever forget to wear deodorant at work, I'm like, fuck, I'm just crossed-armed all day.
Well,
I know. I'm like, if I can smell myself, somebody else can smell me.
Well, I've been exposed post-stream in my own apartment.
Oh, that's right.
I wear deodorant, but I just sweat.
He's a sweaty
it's just
boy.
The thing that happens. It doesn't smell. It's just hot. It's not even hot. Like, even if I'm cold, it just happens. But even that, knowing that no one fucking cares except for Phil, who's going to point out my every flaw, like, I get super self-conscious. So when people just show up, it's like, this is me. Just got off a 24-hour
sitting
Red
binge.
Dead 2 modeling binge. Or whatever the kids are doing these days.
Anyways, I think...
So if you're at TwitchCon right now, you probably suffocated already and are not watching the stream. So God bless your soul.
It's not like you're having fun.
It's not like you're having fun. You might be. You may have found a game that's coming out soon that you got to play early.
That's about the only thing that I would enjoy if we ever got like big enough to a point where we could do meetups at cons like that, is just shitting on the convention at the time.
I would really love to be big enough to get invited to TwitchCon and then say no.
Yes!
That's kind of the goal.
Yes!
Like every other convention, I'll go anywhere. You can fly me wherever you want. There isn't a single other convention I can think of that I won't go to. Everything about TwitchCon disgusts me.
Yeah. The
only thing that makes me feel worse than TwitchCon is any con where people openly refer to themselves as YouTubers. Because, again, that might be my least favorite term of all time.
You know what I think it is? I think it's just the idea of...
my reason is way more shallow than whatever you're about to say.
Well, for me, what made it worse was the idea of having the fucking... It's like, oh, what's your Twitch tag? Oh, Phil's here. And just... bright fucking letters that my thing says he's an affiliate. So they already established a fucking caste system, essentially, the moment you walk through the door. Where if somebody you can literally go up to, because you would think
thought
the
when
opportunity...
they stamped the affiliate thing on my forehead, it was a little
just a bit much. But like the idea of like, you have all these fucking companies that are sitting there, and they're like, the thing last year, and I'm pretty sure they're doing it this year again, was if you go to this booth, they have opportunities for you as a streamer to like open up and do more stuff. That was not the case for a lot of people, because the first thing they would sit there and say is, how many subscribers do you have?
Lurker stamp.
Yeah, so
All right.
so then like fucking
You don't even get to try Code Vein. It's gonna release terrible, and it's your fault. You should have grinded more.
like that guy was cool. I've
Okay.
seen that guy on more streams nowadays. That guy's just weird.
I
Like
know. That's the only one I could clearly remember being there, though.
right, but it wasn't like clearly there.
Yeah, it was hiding.
It was hiding on a fucking like on a
Yeah.
computer monitor with a fucking
See, that's
copy
the
of
hidden
Code
affiliate
Vein.
only. Because if you're a partner, you're not playing Code Vein. You're
Yeah.
playing fucking Dota.
Yeah. So, and it was one of those things where I even went to a panel to see an old friend of mine, Gassy Mexican. Shout outs to Max, other Max.
Yeah.
And after he was during the panel, he was talking about like he goes, yeah, no, even some of the fucking store people here, like, they were asking me how many fucking subs I have, and I was like, you rude motherfucker! Like, what? That's not what you're here for.
I was here to
You're supposed to here to like
and connections.
Yeah, and then
Unbreakable bonds.
nothing will ever beat how fucking stodgy the goddamn PUBG after party felt,
Oh god.
or how fucked we ended up getting with the fucking Jello shots. That was the most fun.
I almost and that's kind of where the morbid curiosity kicks in, where it's like, yeah, I don't want to go to TwitchCon. I kind of want to get fucked up at TwitchCon.
Oh yeah, duh.
Like I kind of do.
Yeah, being in the fucking alcohol, like the long ass alcohol line at TwitchCon was actually some of the most fun I had, meeting some of the coolest people.
Yeah.
Because that was where I met some of the actual, hey, okay, you're an affiliate too.
You're a person.
Whatever. You're a person.
Hi.
But like everyone in the partner lounge, it was this fucking weird cast society bullshit happening.
It must have been really awkward to go up to each person and then perform the Turing test.
Yeah. Is it not just a huge dick measuring competition? Well, okay, so here's the thing. It's not like people are being overt about it. It's not like people are up in your face about it.
That's almost the
That's-
worst part.
it's what
is
makes it
because
worse.
it's so backhanded.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, honey, oh, you're an affiliate. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool. I've been a partner for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get there. You just got to keep doing it.
And
Stream for your one viewer like you'd stream for your 1,000. Fuck you! That one viewer's getting a special show. I'm whipping my dick out for that, dude. I would like to once again
whole
state
shaft and balls on
I
stream.
would like to once again state that I will not do that while playing a modded copy of Persona Q2 in an emulator.
I'm gonna fucking come home one day and Max is gonna sit there like nude, dancing on the couch with using the 3DS 3D camera. Ooh, it's polygonal. Ooh.
Oh god, no, I don't want to say it. Is this gonna be a face cam? No, I'm not gonna.
But say it.
It's
Now
just
you
gonna
gotta
be a
say
face
it.
cam.
Are you gonna be fucking? Are you doing a handstand in front
No,
of it?
I'm gonna put a little thief hat on my dick. I'm gonna make it look like Morgana. Let's go, Phantom Thief! Looking cool, Joker. Oh man, so yeah, if you want to see us at TwitchCon,
With dicks out.
you won't probably.
Yeah, I'm not going there again.
Yeah, if it's free,
I'll go to Anime Expo.
I'll go to Anime Expo. It looks like a hoot. I'll go to any other con. I know we just killed any chance of that, but should it still arise?
I mean, whatever.
There was a con at the hotel I work at recently that sold giant fists. Maybe we'll qualify for that one. Maybe that's where the direction we're moving in.
Oh my god.
Holy Jesus Christ! Hey, a side thing to bridge us into whatever we end up talking about next. I entered a closed beta thing, alpha,
Sure.
for a game that I
game was
wanted to
that?
give a shout out because I thought it was cool. It's a battle royale game, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you've heard of the genre.
Yeah.
It's called Spellbreak. and it's entirely based on magic,
Huh.
where your class is you pick 2 elements out of 12, and you have a primary and secondary fire,
Right.
and then you have a combined attack that combines the elements.
Okay.
That's really all I know about it, and if I get in, you won't hear from me, because I technically signed an NDA.
Oh, boy.
But it looks cool.
Looks cool.
So we'll see what happens. I'll see what happens. You won't.
Yeah.
Unless you
I
get
mean,
in.
the last couple of things that we can talk about are I guess, are
They're
just,
tiny things, little baby stories.
the Fallout 76 drama.
Oh,
People being...
I totally forgot. And
Yeah.
I said it earlier
You
at the
did.
start.
Oh, man.
So,
I have a
I
bunch
almost applaud the honesty.
Really?
Saying up front, hey, I know our games are usually bad. This one's going to be worse. I'm not... Todd Howard just said, look, I'm not going to lie to you. The game's fucked. But...
Radbro asked a question with 35 bits, so now we have to answer it. Which one of you caucasoids called my applesauce? That's technically a racial slur, so don't do that.
And I don't like applesauce, so it couldn't have been me.
No, I'm more of a...
The consistency of applesauce freaks me out.
You know what's weird? Is that I've actually, been turned on to tapioca lately. I'm definitely getting older.
Tapioca?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll love boba.
Boba's great.
See, I like tapioca because of boba.
Really?
Yeah, boba and tea, really good.
Fuck.
Especially if you get a coffee milk tea with tapioca, it's very good.
Well, I hate being broke right now.
Yeah.
Let's go get some boba right now.
Because boba is very expensive. And also, I don't know if you've been to Chewy's recently down the street. That thing's a fucking round one arcade now.
Really?
They just added the U-Beat machine.
Mm-hmm.
They added one of those.
Wow.
They added 2 other arcade rhythm games, and now they have a In the Groove 2 cab, the newest DDR, and I think a pump machine?
Is Chewy's even that fucking big?
No.
Where the fuck did they put them?
The front.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
it's an arcade with a boba shop in the back. Hey,
So fuck this fighting game shit. We're gonna go over there and say
The irony
you need
is-
to bring that fucking game that we saw that you showed to me. You need to go to
Dance
Japan.
Rush Stardom, that
Dance
shit's not going to
Rush.
fit. The length of the game is the
entire
width of the
restaurant.
store. No, we're going to go full circle and just start hosting our tournaments there again. Resident Evil games are coming out to the Switch. I think I'm the only one who owns one of those, so it's not a big deal. SNK Heroines adds another girl.
And then a trap.
Nope, it's
No,
actually just Iori.
God damn it.
Hey guys, don't know if you realized yet, King is still not in the game.
Did they
What do
announce King?
No. One of SNK's most iconic female fighters. That's cool.
But Iori's
Hey,
not.
Vanessa. She's a mom too. What a heroine.
Vanessa's the.
I don't think there's a stronger heroine than a caring, loving mother
Vanessa's the one with the
with the
red
tie, the
Yeah,
boxer, the
very-
coolest,
the best one.
the coolest mom in fighting games. See Viper get beat the fuck out.
RL stream of this boba place. All right, cool. We'll do it. We'll do it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, nothing else happened.
Yeah, nothing else.
There's a bunch of drama and shit.
Nothing else of note that I really want to talk about.
Been a lot of Persona Q2 trailers.
No, and then the Fallout 76 thing is really just. I mean,
It's so silly.
I want to say I told you so, so I will. I told
Guys,
you.
I'm really sorry. I know you already
so.
pre-ordered the $900 collector's edition. We actually didn't even start it yet. But if you'd like to help test it.
So, on top of that, a lot of my friends have been canceling their pre-orders because of how fucking heinous they're doing the beta. It's not a beta test, by the way. It's a stress test. They never really said anything about that until finally the day of, essentially.
Is it an open stress test?
No, you have
Because
to
I
pre-order.
heard it said, hey everyone, come in and have fun in the stress test.
If you
pre-ordered the $900 special edition.
Well, no, if you just pre-order, I think it's if you pre-order any
Yeah,
of the
there is
editions.
no $900 special edition.
But there's definitely
But I imagine there must be.
There's definitely a $200 edition without the game.
I was gonna say, what stupid peripheral does it come with? Does it come with a stim pack?
I will look.
It's like a stim pack. You can fill it with Kool-Aid. Just shoot it in your.
Oh, I do.
Shoot in your eyes.
Before we go to more than that, there are 2 stories I want to talk about. Alan Wake is back on Steam. Go get that, please. If you haven't again.
I own it. I never played it.
Alan Wake's great. Alan Wake's a really good game. It's back on Steam because it was taken off because of licensing issues. It's back on. Good time. Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation 2.
Oh, I actually forgot about that.
Is a free-to-play game. If you have a Japanese PSN account, guess what? Go download it. It has an English option now.
Woo!
So you can now play that on your US PSN account and have fun. That is a very weird workaround. I don't know if I want more games. Hey, you know what other games should do that? Phantasy Star Online 2, maybe?
No. I don't think so.
God damn it.
Also, sorry guys, but Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi with power-up kit got delayed until February 14th, 2019.
God damn it.
So if you live in Japan and you were really looking forward to that,
Fuck
that's
me.
unfortunate.
Every
What
time.
might make you feel a little better is that the Medieval, the PS4 remake, is finally getting a trailer on October 31st. And this I'm actually pretty excited about.
I never played Medieval.
It's cute. I don't know if the charm will stay in HD. You know how the PlayStation 1 is like... The PlayStation 1 is the equivalent to an ugly puppy. Like a pug. PlayStation 1's like a pug. Where you look at it and you go, yeah, you were almost kind of bred to be terrible. But like, gosh darn it, you're so cute.
You're just the cutest form of ugly.
You're the cutest form of ugly, is the PlayStation 1 to a T. It's like, yeah, you can't make a circle. But whatever this oval thing you did, it's magical, and I love it.
All right, we should probably start wrapping this up. I hear the souls of the damned outside your door.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when I don't take horror game shifts. I just gotta kind of deal with it in real life.
Yeah. Also, the Fallout 76 Platinum Edition is just a bunch of
maps.
maps.
Yeah.
No, it's God damn it! It's a steel book with a bunch of pins.
But
Like,
the steelbook doesn't have the
doesn't
game
have
inside
the
of
game
it.
inside of it.
That sounds silly.
doesn't
Is
have the
that
game.
GameStop?
Yes.
Because that's what GameStop does now. I don't even blame that on publishers. Well, I mean, I do, because that's what they do. But, like, that's GameStop's hustle now. They will create all this shit you don't want as your ultimate thing, but because it's not directly like an official collector's edition for the game, doesn't include the game.
Wow.
So it's like if ThinkGeek made a whole bunch of peripherals that you're getting in a bundle, and one of those peripherals is a case for the video game.
Oh yeah. Fuck Fallout. Let's talk about 2D. Well, first of all, 2B has a Biddy Brown skin. Okay, that's it. We're gonna end on the best news story ever.
Yep.
2B has a tan anime girl skin.
So that's it then.
If brown anime girls aren't your thing, get the fuck out of this goddamn stream. That's literally the best thing that's ever happened. Multiracial 2B is probably the weakest I've ever been in the legs and the penis.
I don't
to
like
see
the
those-
all-white costume, though.
Huh?
I don't like the all-white costume.
Is
And
there
the
an
thing
all-white
that-
costume?
That's the costume. She has black hair and she's wearing all white.
Oh yeah, no.
And the thing is, she's a guest character, so you probably won't be able to customize colors. So that's kind of a shame. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you. This podcast went places. I don't know how long it's been going for.
3 fucking hours.
But what's coming up on the YouTube channel? This podcast and the last one
So you saved the God Eater footage?
that I haven't done yet. No.
You fucking piece of shit. Whenever he does that,
Yeah.
we'll do something.
What do
Hype
you-
check. God Eater 3.
Well, you can start.
Yes, I did.
That's what I'm saying. Is you can start
Oh, well, yeah. Duh.
before I download the footage.
Right, and then I have to go home and get some footage for Black Ops for you.
Yeah. Oh damn.
So,
Okay. because
We're
I still
doing
have
it.
the Detroit footage, Phil.
That's not happening. I'm dropping the Detroit thing.
Okay,
I couldn't
'cause
find a
it's
fucking
like
review
10
for it.
hours, so I'm going to delete it.
Delete that shit. I couldn't find a
right.
fucking way to really.
Unless somebody wants the full playthrough. I may just upload that. You want to just be a Let's Play channel? Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Hey guys, welcome to our Let's Play channel. Oh shit! Let's see how many questions came rolling in.
Check my Twitter.
I'm not seeing any. So, man, that was fun.
I see a lot more retweets from my Aphex tweet. Shout out to Aphex.
Shout out to Dave Fex. What a
Eat
cuck.
that penguin. Eat that penguin, boy. Anyways.
Yeah.
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 Coming
that's
up on the
about it.
channel, Visage, sometime probably either tomorrow or Tuesday on my end of things. Also, Max will at some point in time return to streaming.
Yeah. Oh, that yes.
Mm-hmm. And then I
Devil
think
May Cry 1.
I think
is
Halloween.
hard.
Yes, it is. I think Halloween Day we're going to be playing Outlast 2.
Okay. That sounds scary.
That might be a thing that we do.
What day is Halloween on?
Wednesday. I didn't go to any fucking Halloween parties this year, man. I'm really fucking pissed.
Yeah, I worked.
Yeah.
I get you.
It's fucking like, the fuck? I went to one on Friday, and it was like,
It sucked.
there was a food spread and everything.
That was like a TwitchCon party. Am I right,
No,
fellow? Am I right, fellow gamers?
No, there was people.
Where are my partners at? If you're an affiliate, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
don't even want to shake your hands,
Partners
you dirty
up in the
peasant.
building. PUBG.
Do you PUBG?
Do you PUBG, boy?
Hey, listen, I'm a battle royale. I'm a professional battle royaler. Okay, it's on my business card. My parents don't love me. That's the end of the podcast.
I make $450,000 to say $450,000 to say fork knife is the best knife ever.
Make sure you donate to our Patreon so we can each get one of those Dante jackets.
It's not gonna fit me, but you can get it for me.
It's not going to fit me. It only fits Dante. It's one size.
Yeah.
It's Dante size.
Dante size.
So if you're Dante size,
We'll be able to put 2B in Ivy's costume. But she's more ass than titty.
no, you won't, because 2B, you can't customize 2B. That's what I just said. Oh my god, I hate you guys so much. Now I'm not going to upload this podcast until we're all dead.